Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'da, habati fillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A question was asked about some Muslim-friendly neighborhoods in Seattle, Washington. So first and foremost, we have to understand, in general, because Seattle is a very liberal place and there is a huge Muslim community, I would say from the perspective of just being safe as a Muslim, Muslims have established their identity, especially in the hood, in the South End, going south. But your general safety may not be the same in such areas. So when Muslim friendly, I think you want to look at what's going to be good for your family, for your children in playing. Are your children going to have to worry about gangs? Are your children going to have to worry about drugs and other things that can cause you harm? So those are things to consider. I would say if a person can afford to be on the east side, Bellevue, Redmond, those kind of places, or at least in between, those are generally safer areas as far as as far as stability and wealth and economic, and economic, whatever you want to call it, stability. However, what I would say is those communities on the east side in general tend to be more Deobandi and big places of Jamaat Tabligh, and they are places where you may not feel culturally as comfortable, especially if you're African American or other revert communities, because those communities I find are less welcoming because they are generally an Indo-Pakistani background, and with that being the case, they tend to kind of cater to their own, and they are also very much, as I said, generally Deobandi in their creedal orientation. My personal preference is really South Seattle because you have many more masajid that are from Ahl Sunnah, as in they are trying to practice the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in accordance with how the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een understood the religion. So this has a very profound effect on your actual comfort if you're a person who loves the Sunnah. If you're a person who just wants the cultural heritage and the cultural connection, then yes, you can be with some of those wealthier communities, but I find that the Sunnah in general is much weaker in those places. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.